is your latest African news. Your news highlights: Africa-wide, Russia's Lavrov tours Africa to strengthen bilateral ties. Cameroon parties have called on France to recognize colonial crimes. DR Congo, 5 die in big anti-UN protest in DR Congo. Zimbabwe begins relocation of over 2,600 wild animals as drought worsens. Burkina Faso, French diplomats' comments raise anger in Burkina Faso. Zimbabwe, trial of former Mining Federation president on gold smuggling and bribery charges begins. Africa-wide, Russia's Lavrov tours Africa to strengthen bilateral ties. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is visiting Africa as part of a push by Moscow to strengthen ties with the continent. On July 22nd, Russia and Ukraine signed a deal with the United Nations and Turkey aimed at relieving a global food crisis caused by blocked Black Sea grain shipments. Many African nations are heavily dependent on imports of wheat and other grains from Russia and Ukraine, but supplies have been badly disrupted by the war in Ukraine, exacerbating the risk of hunger. In June, African Union Chairman Macky Sall told Russian President Vladimir Putin that even though Africa was far from the theater of war, African people are victims of this economic crisis. Over the years, Russia has found openings to restore its influence by offering security assistance with fewer conditions than the West. Lavrov's visit is being seen as a push to rally the support of African nations, many of whom have strong historical ties with Russia. Cameroon parties have called on France to recognize colonial crimes. A collective of Cameroonian political parties have called on President Emmanuel Macron to recognize France's crimes a few hours before his visit to Western African states, including Cameroon. It's Macron's first visit abroad after re-election as he seeks to reboot France's post-colonial relationship with the continent. After Germany's defeat in 1918, the League of Nations, the forerunner of the United Nations, handed over most of the German colony of Cameroon to France and the rest, the western part bordering Nigeria, to Britain. Before the country's independence in 1960, the French authorities bloodily suppressed the Maquis of the UPC, Union of the Peoples of Cameroon, a nationalist party founded in the late 1940s and engaged in armed struggle against the colonizer and his Cameroonian allies, particularly in Bamileke country. Tens of thousands of pro-UPC activists, including independence leader Ruben Nyobe, were massacred first by the French army and then, after independence, by the Cameroonian army of Amadou Ahijo's regime. DR Congo, 5 die in big anti-UN protest in DR Congo. At least 5 people have been killed and about 50 wounded during anti-UN protests in the eastern DR Congo city of Goma, government spokesman Patrick Muyaya has said. On July 26th, hundreds of people blocked roads and chanted hostile slogans before storming the UN peacekeeping mission's headquarters and a logistical base. Protesters smashed windows and looted valuables, while helicopters airlifted UN staff from the premises and security forces fired tear gas in a bid to push them back. The UN mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, known as MONUSCO, is one of the world's biggest peacekeeping operations. But it has regularly come under criticism in the country's troubled east for its perceived inability to stem decades-long bloodshed. More than 120 armed groups roam the volatile region where civilian massacres are common and conflict has displaced millions of people. Zimbabwe begins relocation of over 2,600 wild animals as drought worsens. Zimbabwe has begun the relocation of more than 2,600 wild animals from the southern parts of the country, where they are at risk due to drought, to the northern parts of the country. According to local newspaper, the Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority (ZIMPAX) issued permits for the transfer of 2,640 animals from the Save Valley Conservancy to 3 other national parks, Tsapi, Chisarira and Motusadona. The animals to be relocated include 400 elephants, 2,000 impalas, 70 giraffes, 50 zebras, 50 buffaloes, 50 clans, 10 lions and 10 wild dogs. The operation is the second largest by the Southern African country since the 1950s when Kariba Dam was being constructed. Parts of Zimbabwe have been dogged by drought in recent months, resulting in massive loss of vegetation. Failed rains means the situation may not improve soon enough. Zimbabwe's tourism authorities are, however, keen to avoid a decline in tourism fortunes and are banking on the relocation to sustain the sector's allure. Burkina Faso. French diplomats' comments raise anger in Burkina Faso. A recent remark by the French ambassador in Burkina Faso, Luc Hollade, has caused anger and controversy to such an extent that certain civil society organizations and political players are demanding his departure. Reporting to senators in France on July 5, 2022, Hollade said the absence of results is causing strong frustrations in the country and the conflict is in reality a civil war. He added that a part of the population has rebelled against the state and seeks to overthrow it. A few days later, during the commemoration of the French National Day in capital Ouagadougou, the diplomat again attacked certain internet users whom he described as idiots who accuse his country without proof of aiding terrorism in the Sahel. According to Paul Umaru Koalanga, a specialist in international relations, the utterance of the French ambassador is clumsy and is a flagrant violation of basic principles in diplomatic relations. Zimbabwe. Trial of former Mining Federation president on gold smuggling and bribery charges begins. The trial of Zimbabwe Mining Federation ZMF President Henrietta Rushwaya for allegedly bribing a Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe (CAAZ) official in a bid to smuggle 6 kilograms of gold to Dubai has started. Rushwaya denied ever offering a $5,000 bribe to an official at Robert Mugabe International Airport as alleged. She told Harare magistrate that she would not have done that because she had nothing to hide. The state started by calling witness Owen Sibanda, who said when they found out that there was gold in Rushwaya's bag, they asked for papers allowing her to travel with the precious mineral, and she indicated that someone was bringing the papers. Sibanda told the court that he took the bribe offer as a joke and what made him call the police was the issue of gold smuggling. Rushwaya's lawyer later made an application for discharge, citing lack of evidence. However, the state opposed the application, insisting it has a strong case against Rushwaya and that she should defend her case. The case has been postponed to August 1, 2022 for ruling of the application for discharge made by the defense. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us. And remember, Africa is watching.